Talk about them legislating violence out of the NFL. The NFL I grew up with, people could hit each other. Now they hit each other harder in the LFL. The girls in there beat the heck out of each other.
MTV, right?
Spike, MTV, both of those. Mel Blunt, Jack Tatum, Ronnie Lott would all be arrested now on the field for what they used to do to people. And back then it was considered good. Sometimes they get fined. Not really. Mostly they get a flag. John Matuzak, I saw him one time get 3 flags on one play. You know? And he just couldn't do it anymore. So I call on the Steelers and the Ravens to, the next time they play each other next season, to play the first quarter and play touch football. And see how the NFL likes that. Tell Roger Goodell to stick it. If they just agree to, I'm sure they could get it done.
Yep. Now, do you propose two-hand touch or flag football?
No. I think touch. I don't want to put flags on. They joke about that, but I don't really want to put the flags on. And the worst part is, James Harrison hits Colt McCoy, right? Gets fined, gets flagged, all that. Getting flagged, that's fine. He hit him sort of illegally, whatever. But then the NFL markets the violence. They advertise that hit as, watch our show, this is what we're about. And at the same time, they're suspending it.
Yeah, I encourage the NFL to try to make the game safer so we don't have these head injuries later on in life. But I think as a result of them trying to take out some of this violence from the game, you have referees who know they're being watched by the commissioner's office, know they're being judged on the job they've done, and so they're so quick to throw a flag, even if it isn't a helmet-to-helmet hit. They don't. It's played at such a high rate of speed. It's hard for the human eye to determine, was that helmet-to-helmet, was it shoulder-to-helmet? And so I think my proposal, which I know people jump on me about, I think if it's a questionable hit, go to instant replay. You want a penalty? You want to penalize it then? Fine, but you don't throw a 15-yard penalty can change the game completely, even if it wasn't a legal hit. This is why we have replays. This is why we have cameras all over the place. Take a look and determine whether or not it was a penalty.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. And to your other point about the NFL marketing these hits, I remember right when this all became a big deal, probably 3 or 4 years ago, a guy got suspended for an illegal hit, a shot to the head, and you could have gone online that day and bought, you know, these crazy hit DVDs off the NFL website, all of which were probably illegal hits. So the NFL was making. I'd imagine that they've taken some of those DVDs off the market, but I mean, how hypocritical.
Right. Still turning a profit on it. Yeah, exactly.
And like Chris said, sometimes it can decide a game, like my Steelers. There was a defenseless receiver call early, or at one point during the game with the Ravens in the second game. They went from a long field goal attempt to a touchdown.
Yeah.
And how much did we lose by?
Yeah, when people argue it's going to slow down the game, I would rather get the call right than worry about the time of the game. That's me. You know, I feel the same way about baseball. We'll rant about that some other night.
Well, I remember I heard an interview with Warren Sapp, who's, obviously pro defense and against a lot of these penalty calls, and he said, defenseless receiver. In my day, there was no defenseless receiver because they just didn't come across my middle. He's like, now they just kind of come through like they own the place because they can.
And like our Charger fan, I don't know where he went, but Philip Rivers is against these penalties as well. He's against these fines. And I think Ocho Cinco just paid someone's fine for a hit on him.
Right.
So there's a lot of even guys on the offense. And the offense also is guilty of just destroying defenders sometimes. Blindside hits on defenders, and that's not called. And I think you're going to do a lot more damage with a blindside than with a receiver going across the middle. He knows he's going to get hit. That's why he has T-Rex arms.
Right, exactly. No, you're right. Yeah, they prepare themselves for that hit, definitely. Yeah. Good stuff, Scott.
Thank you.
We'll be hearing from you more, I'm sure. Good to have you with us.